Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover, and you're watching Review Machines. And you know, my friends, today it's a good day to buy cheap and the most powerful electric fat bike. Just look at it offer, awesome looking fat bike with powerful electric motor 2000 watts and lithium battery 20 ampere hours capacity. And all that just for about $700. It's a very good bargain to my mind, isn't it? It even may seem too cheap for those specs. But there are some positive feedbacks on the seller's side, so I have made up my mind, let's buy it. Well, and where is my parcel after all? Here it is. And we've got it finally, and now I'll tell you everything about it. Let's go. What do you think of the name of the bike, guys? It was quite a job to find a proper music for the bike with such a name. Besides, there is a motto: anything but ordinary, I am a Guns N' Roses. Well, the name is awesome, but the first impressions are not the same. On one hand, it really looks somewhat nice, but on the other hand, it differs from what I ordered. I paid for the bike with a solid frame, but I've got a foldable frame. Actually, I like the foldable frames, but anyway, it's strange. Then the controller should be installed in a plastic box, and I've got it packed in some attachable bag. Well, let it be so. The most important thing that the battery and the motor seem to have the proper characteristics. Let's look closer at it. The frame is made of steel. It's okay, we didn't expect it to be aluminum for that money. The paint and welding seams look decent. The rear motor wheel has power 2000 watts. At least there is such an inscription. The battery is packed in a bag and attached to the handlebar. It's 20 ampere hours capacity. The tires are quite aggressive. There is a front and rear suspension of the bike. We see here front fork and some complicated system at the rear. The brakes are mechanical. The seat is small and too tough as to me. The handlebar is standard. The display is also small and cheap. By the way, there is a red button for the cruise control system. The folding gear is simple, it seems to be durable enough. The headlight and signal, all this stuff is pretty standard for such bikes. Well, I think it's high time to try it on practice. Let's do this. Firstly, I tried on asphalt. Well, it's somewhat powerful. It has a brick start and good torque. But frankly speaking, I expected this bike to be even more impressive with 2 kW power. I've ridden many e-bikes, and I should say it accelerates pretty fast, for the 1 kW approximately. So now I am not completely sure that it's equipped with a real 2 kW motor. Alright, let's check the maximum speed. As we can see, we get 46 km per hour. Not bad, not bad. By the way, now the battery is not full. With a 100% battery, I think it will reach 50 km per hour, so we can consider its speed as an advantage. But I should say there are some drawbacks. Firstly, the bike feels quite weighty. We will weight it a little bit later. That is why it's rather tough thing to pedal this bike. It's almost impossible for the long distance. But most of all, I dislike that the frame is not solid. It dangles and feels flimsy. It's even frightening to turn on this bike. Just look at it. But what is the reason? As we can see, one of the reasons is the construction of rear suspension. There are too many joints, so the whole design is flimsy. But the main reason, the spokes are not tightened. That is why the bike dangles. But there are more drawbacks. The front fork is not tough enough on a big hammocks. The seat on the contrary is too tough. The horn button went broken immediately. And all these bikes with battery and controller look so cheap, and the handlebar is heavy with battery attached to it. For all that, such a solution is quite handy to take the battery for charging. As to the controller case, there is a pocket for a smartphone, but the controller itself is quite hot when you are riding, so it's not good for your smartphone, I think. And we wanted to wait. By the way, it's quite big even when it's folded, so we couldn't fit it in a trunk of a crossover. And the result is 36 kilos. Definitely it's way too much for pedaling. Let's move on. Now I try on our fat bike on a cross country, and in these conditions bike goes much better than on asphalt. Actually, any fat bike is cut out to be used on a cross country and not on asphalt. I can't understand some people when they buy a fat bike and ride on them on asphalt in cities. I think riding a fat bike on asphalt, it's the same like driving a big rough off-roader in the city. Fat bikes are definitely for the conditions we are having here. Now I'm really enjoying my ride. As to the bike, well, it's enough speed and power for riding cross-country. Despite the bike still dangles, I should say it's rather soft on a cross-country due to the suspension. As we can see, it really works. So I can cross routes and hummocks without reducing the speed. But I do not know if it's durable enough, how long the suspension can sustain such a ride. And we have still one more important test – its range. I charged the battery and got back on asphalt. Let's start the test. I don't want to run ahead, but according to the result of this test, I have the biggest questions to the manufacturer. I've tested many various e-bikes. Let me remind you of them. Keeper and Jim with 10 Ah battery, the result 31 kilometers. Chinese foldable bike, 350 watts motor and 10 Ah battery, the result 37 kilometers. Picnic bike, 15 Ah battery and 750 watts motor, the range is 58 kilometers. That is why I expected this bike with its 20 Ah battery to provide us with more impressive range. But here it is, the result, 28 kilometers. And I am quite disappointed with such a result. I have no idea why it's so unimpressive. Maybe because of the fake characteristics? I really don't know. So in the long run, taking into account other drawbacks that I showed you, I can't say that I'm satisfied with the bike. The only real advantage of it is the price. Well, let's call it a day now. Please post your comments what you think of this bike and why I got such a result with the range. Share with us your results of your e-bikes. It would be interesting to compare. Thanks for watching, my friends. Consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.